Let me tell you something about Facebook Marketplace, because the steel I just got on Marketplace is TRD-BRO suspension and double control arms, and for the price I got them for, I think I robbed them. But today we'll be installing all of this, probably on different days. I'm going to start with the rears first, because I've actually done them before. They're the easiest. But I'm gonna get this on stands and start to install all of this crap. Hopefully everything runs smoothly, unlike it did last time. So we will get started on this. First, you take the wheel off. First, you take the wheel off. Next, what you're going to do is you're going to take 3 bolts out, which is this one, which is a little 12 millimeter. I believe this one is a 19 and this one is a 17. All you want to do is undo this, pull it out, let it hang. We're going to get this one out first though, so that this wire does not get tangled up when we actually drop it. Then once we have a jack underneath the actual diff, we can slowly start lowering it, allowing us to actually slide this down as we go and get this spring out, which last time it was a pain in the butt, but we'll see how it goes. Now that I have the link disconnected, pulled out, I would say whenever you do take the bolt out, hammer this with a mallet downwards and this will want to pop out this way. Another thing to note, just so your guys, when you're putting it back together, there is a rubber, why am I forgetting what this is called? Bushing on top as well as on bottom. So that way when you put it in, just remember 1 and 1. Now for this one, it's a 19 millimeter bolt. Be sure to have a wrench that is 8 millimeter to hold this in place while you do this one. Because this whole thing, or the whole strut, wants to move as you're spinning. So hold it steady with the 8 millimeter, undo the actual bolt with the 19. Now add a little pressure to it, that way I can keep that in line without this whole thing dropping. So I'm going to slowly let this down and guide, slowly let the jack down and guide this out so that the threads don't scratch up as they're going through the hole. Now I've dropped this on the ground just low enough so that the bolt to the bottom of the strut does come out. It is tight as hell, so I got a long pry bar and it's just off the ground to be able to get it out. And I'm going to get this one loose and hopefully this thing should pop out just fine, because so far it doesn't look like any issues are happening, so it's going really well. And now we have everything put back together, looking pretty good. Remember 19, 17, and 12, I believe. I will say, putting it back together, I just put it under the diff to lift and lower it as I needed. I needed to lift it to get this one back in because it drops. This, same thing, that came out extremely easy. I did take out the pre-existing Westcott design preload collar kit, so that will be going up for sale. But we have a couple more parts to do. I'm going to focus on this last one. I'll get through this one, and then from there I'll continue the video once we start the front, which is going to be its own monster on its own. And we are on to the front coilovers and control arms, which on this side, hopefully the fan doesn't interfere with video too much. There we go. Now all we got to do is take out, if I recall, this bolt, as well as the link, the actual control arm bolt right here. We have to loosen the control arm bolts over there just so it can actually come loose a little bit. You don't have to take them all the way out, just enough to release the pressure. And then from there, we take out this, come on, this bolt holding the actual strut, and then And not to forget these, where are they? Right here. These 2 bolts, 1, 2, at the bottom of the actual system. And then from there, we have to figure out a way to get the control arm bolt out, which I heard these are a little bit of a pain. Shouldn't be too much, just probably just get this one plastic piece out. So yeah, let's get started. Alright, so I just got the upper control arm bolts out, and let me tell you, that was probably the hardest bolt I've ever done. It is either a 22mm or a 7/8. You need a long pry bar to get that one out, just so you guys know. But the order you want to do this in is loosen. Hold on, let me turn on this fan. The order you want to do this in is loosen all the bolts, which is the actual strut one, the bolt holding in this end link, loosen the control arms again, take out the bottom 2 bolts here, then we get to the actual control arm. You don't want to take all of it out just yet. So this bolt right here has a cotter pin, which is this one and these 2 together. So you want to take this one out with a pair of needle nose pliers. This one, you want to loosen it about halfways so it comes loose, and you want to get a hammer, smack this flat piece right here a couple times until you see a separation, and then from there slowly start pulling out that bolt with a drill, not your hands, because it's going to pop off. It's going to shoot this way, and then that's going to go up. From there, you start on that one, which is the 5/8 or 22mm. Once you get that one loose, you have to start feeding it out this way, and on the passenger side, if I recall, it comes out clean. Yank it out, replace it with the old one, put it back together with a new strut, of course, and that's when you take all the pieces out. And then from the other side is about the same, but there's a radiator hose on that side, I believe, that you need to take out in order for it to clear the bolt coming all the way out from the control arm. So let me get this done. I'll show you guys what it looks like in the end. Right, finally was able to feed it through. Now it's time to just take off the strut bolt, take that out. I know that one's a pain in the butt, I've done it before. Just kind of adjust the jack up and down that you're lifting up from the control arm, and then from there it should pop out and you should be good. Anyways, so I measured it and it was 7 inches on the stock side. Actually, it was 6 7/8. Over here on the new side, from top of tire to, it is 8 1/2 inches, which is amazing. 1 1/4 inches, something around that. So I think it looks amazing. So all we got to do now is get all this taken out again and get it aligned, and we should be good. And we are done. I'm sorry I was not able to get some clips from installing it, but I will say the driver's side was definitely a lot harder than it needed to be. So just so you guys can see what it does look like, it looks freaking awesome. They are set to the softest setting, all 4 of them. So I'm pretty interested to see how that's gonna come out. So I think it looks pretty good. And when I took out my Westcott design kit, oddly, it leveled it out. But when I had the kit on, it had a lot of rake to it. But yeah, what do you guys think? Looks pretty darn good to me. Yeah, if you guys have any questions installing any sort of suspension, just let me know. I can kind of guide you guys on any sort of issues or anything you guys may have. So just getting in the line tomorrow, so pretty excited. Whatever you guys think, be sure to like, subscribe, and let me know if you guys have any more questions. See y'all.